what you want? Do you want this? There we go. It doesn't matter what toy I give this dog, her favorite is this little mouse. I really need to go buy her an extra one in case something happens to it. Good morning. Good morning, guys. What you doing? Huh? Jealous. Right here. Alright, I got your mouse. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all have had a great week. I'm so happy that you're here visiting with me again today. In today's video, I have a few outdoor projects to share with you. My brother made me a planter box out of that pallet wood that I collected, that my parents and I collected for free in Clarksville recently. If you missed that video, I'll be sure to link it for you up here somewhere. I'm not sure which side it goes on, but anyway, he went and made me one, a bigger one, and then he made my mom two. He made them one, so he's been making good use of the pallet wood. I haven't gotten around to making anything with it yet. It's just been so darn hot outside. Y'all know how I am with the heat. I don't need to get into that again. But it's also been raining and storming here a lot. We've had some severe thunderstorms. It didn't flood here, but in some other areas of Kentucky, I hear that it got pretty bad. So if you were affected by that, I hope you guys are doing okay. And then I also worked on staining the back of one of my privacy fences. I didn't quite get it done because it got too late in the day, and then the next few days it was thunderstorming. So I still have to finish that project, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here so you can just see the process and what product that I'm using to do that. I really like it. I had already stained the front side of them in the patio makeover video that you watched. They had already been stained. What is it, girl? What? Bonnie said, "Boof." Are you wanting to play? Huh? Are you wanting the attention? She said, "Look at me, Mom. Look at me. Ain't I cute? Yeah, you're cute. You want to play? Okay, I'll take a second. I'll play with you. Where's your mouse? Let's get your mouse. Here it is. Here it is. Come on." These animals, I swear their personalities are so much like little kids. It's so funny. I also have some really cool products from RainPoint to share with you. They sponsored today's video, and I'm really enjoying using them. It's a whole smart system to water your garden or your flowers or your lawn or whatever you want to water with it, but I'll show you that in the video too. And yeah, I think that's all we're going to get into today. I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. Oh, wait. First, I'm going to show you where I put that antique wardrobe because you guys have been asking me about that in the comments. You want to see it in the room, so I'm going to go show you what it looks like. So I moved out the chest that I did have in there. You guys may remember I picked that one up from Mr. Butler's last year, and it was super heavy. It was a really nice chest, but I really wanted to put this wardrobe in here. So I gave my mom the chest. She had a place where she wanted to use it, so that worked out great. And then I moved this in here, and I love it so much. It's just beautiful. It fit perfectly right here in this little nook. And on top of it, I put this old train case that you guys saw me thrift a while back that had that strong perfume smell in it. I did finally get rid of that. I stuck a faux pothos plant in here. I've got some books, a picture of Timmy and I, and then a lamp. This lamp is way too big for this spot. I want to get me a shorter one if I can find one while I'm out thrifting. I don't want to pay a lot of money for it. I did clean the handles up with some Barkeeper's Friend. I know I had some people who said I should leave it with the patina on there, but I just thought they really needed a good cleaning, and I prefer them this way. I do need to get some matching screws because these are all I had on hand, so I have to get some that match this color better. So today we are working on staining a couple of things, and I'll show you what I'm using. I had a few people ask me. This is the Cabot Australian Timber Oil, and this is the color Honey Teak. And I had already stained it in the last video that you guys saw. But I am going to put 2 more coats on it. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to put a coat on the back, and then another day I'm going to go back and add another coat or 2 onto both sides. But today we're going to do that, and I'm also going to be staining this planter box that my brother built me out of that plywood, not plywood, what is it? That free pallet wood that you saw in a previous video. I got my rubber gloves on so that I can stain this and not get it all over my hands. I've also got some little cloths to use. I find that using cloths is just easier than a paintbrush, especially on my fence, because I started off trying to use a paintbrush and I was actually using one that was for stain. It wasn't just a regular paintbrush, and it worked okay, but I had trouble with it dripping onto the back side of the fence, so it was much easier to control it using a rag or cloth. So that is the method that worked for me. It's not too miserably hot today, thankfully. All right, let's get to staining this, and I'll go ahead and show you the planter box that my brother built. I think Shelby helped him with it as well, and tell you a little bit about how he built this from what I saw from their video. If you haven't seen their video, my brother does have a YouTube channel, him and Shelby. It's called Growing Southern Roots. If you haven't seen it, you can go over and take a look and subscribe if you're interested. But their last video was about building these planter boxes. All right, so from what I gathered from his video, he made 4 frames, one for each side. So this part here, and he did that for each side, so 4 of those. And then he attached those together with nails and wood glue. And then he made this part and attach that on the inside, so you can see here how they're nailed into the frame that he made all the way down. And then he also made a raised like platform so that it doesn't have to hold so much soil. And then on the top he did, I think this is called mitered the corners here. So he did a really good job. So I don't think this is too difficult of a project if you're wanting to build something like this of your own. If you have some spare wood or some pallet wood, it'll make it really affordable. So let's get to staining this. I am going to wipe it down first and just make sure there's no sawdust on it anywhere. As you can see, it is a little dirty, so we want to make sure we get it nice and wiped down before we go in with the stain. As I was wiping this down with my cloth, I got to thinking a project like this actually probably would be easier with the stain paintbrush, but I had already used the other one and didn't remember to put it in a bag or anything, so it did dry out, and that's unfortunate. One reason I say that is because this pallet wood is kind of rough. Some of the boards are smooth, but some of them are rough and have a lot of like little crevices in it, so you really have to rub in with the cloth, whereas with a paintbrush it probably would just soak right in there. Another option is definitely you could sand it down smooth. That didn't occur to me until after I was putting the stain on. So if I made another one of these, I'm thinking about making one along the back side of my privacy fence. I would probably go in with my sander and sand it down really good before I started staining it. Before we get to staining the fence, I want to talk to you about today's sponsor, RainPoint. When they reached out to me to work with them, I knew that I had to do it because my dad, he loves stuff like this. The technology when it comes to gardening, like moisture meters and all of that stuff. He is so into it. RainPoint sent me their 2-zone smart garden watering system. This product here is the 2-zone water timer, and then they also sent me their water flow meter timer. What I'm doing here is hooking a hose to this little sprinkler. I actually bought this at the Family Dollar for $5, and it's Black & Decker. It was a great deal. One thing that I really love about the RainPoint products is that you can schedule it from their app to run at whatever time of day you want it to run. If you want it to run in the mornings, you can do that. If you want it to run in the evenings, you can do that. You can have it run for however long that you think it needs to, whether it be 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Also, with 2 independent outlets, it can work for 2 separate areas to run the watering plan according to schedule. You can have one running in one part of your garden and another in another part of your garden and have them run at separate times of day. There's so many options with this system. It's just really, really cool. And with the RainPoint meter, you can hook it to your hose and it'll tell you how much water you're using, which can save you so much money from overwatering your lawn or your garden. I was really surprised at how much water I was using in a short amount of time. So I think this timer also helps us be more mindful of how much we're using. There are also lots of zones where you have to be conservative with your water usage, where you're on a limit in your area. This is their irrigation display hub. You're going to want to set this up first. On the hub screen, it displays the water timer irrigation data. So easily from inside, you can see everything you need to know to monitor your outdoor irrigation situation. The screen displays the weather forecast. This way you can temporarily adjust the plan according to forecast. You can schedule a rain delay. You can do that from the app. And then that way you're not wasting water and it's better for your plants so they're not getting overwatered. RainPoint also has additional products that you can use with your system to help keep your garden and lawn doing its best. I know my dad is going to love this. This is a moisture meter, and all you have to do is stick it down into the plant, and you're going to be able to easily see from the app what the moisture level is in your soil, which is so cool. So you'll know if it needs more water or less water. It also tells you the temperature of the soil. It's so handy. I was really intrigued by their rain sensor because unlike a rain gauge, it doesn't hold water, so you don't have to empty it or wonder how much water was already in there before it rains again. It automatically updates every day and tells you how much rain you got for the day, which you can easily see on the app. So using RainPoint's smart watering system is not only easy and convenient, it will help you save water. If you're interested in getting a RainPoint smart watering system of your own, all you have to do is click the link in my description box below. Thanks again to RainPoint for sponsoring today's video. I'm going to get started working on the back side of this privacy fence, but first I have to clean up some stuff that I've left back here, some shovels and just some tools from where I was staining the front side. And then I'm going to go ahead and weed eat because there's a lot of weeds growing up around here. I still have some work to do around the bottom with the rock and stuff, but I didn't want to start on that until after I got done staining everything. I have the solar panels just kind of laying here for now until I get done staining this and taking care of everything I'm going to do back here. And then we'll probably mount them. I'll either mount them to the back side of this privacy fence or use the little stakes that came with it and stick it in the ground there at the bottom. So this is what the privacy fence looks like natural. It's already getting late in the day, so I know I'm not going to be able to get it all done, but I want to get as much done as I possibly can before it gets too late. I did a really bad job of framing this scene right here. I thought I had the camera pointed up more, but I didn't. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to where it looks a little better for you. So it might look like I'm just randomly staining different parts right here, but what I'm actually doing is cleaning up some drips that happened when I was staining the top boards. if you have this issue, like if you have some dripping, just make sure that you smooth it out so that you don't have darker spots when you get to those boards. It works fine this way. This is what I did when I did the front side with the paintbrush, when I used some of, what? I was using the paintbrush at first and it was dripping down the back, so I went around and smoothed it out, and you can't even tell that it happened now. But if I hadn't done that, I think it would have left darker spots from where it had dried that way. So that's what I'm trying to say. Just go ahead and smooth that out if you get any drips. Projects like this also take me a little longer than it should, just because it really hurts my wrist. I know I've told you guys multiple times that I have a carpal tunnel, and yeah, I'll just have to stop and kind of let my hand rest for a little bit, and just spreading the project out over a day or two really helps as well. Alright, so it's getting late. I'm going to go ahead and stop for the day with the staining on the back of the fence, because I don't want it to be still drying, like when it starts dew. How do you say that? I don't know. You know, when the dew starts to fall, I don't want it to run or anything, so I'm going to go ahead and stop now, and hopefully it'll be dry enough. It dries pretty quickly. But yeah, didn't have time to get it all done, but at least I got some progress made on it. I did get the flower box finished. I do have to get some sealer to put on it because it is going to be outside. I'm kind of concerned about it with that pallet wood, how well it'll do. So I think if I seal it really good, put a few 2 or 3 coats on there, maybe that'll help. I'm going to go ahead and insert a few clips from a few days later to show you what the planter box looked like. I stuck my mom's fern in there just to see what it would look like with a plant in it, but I'm actually going to put something else in there. I think I'm going to put this tree in it, actually. We'll see. That's what my brother had it sit and just set the pot down in it just to see. But I think it would be pretty right here. I do have a couple of ideas of things that I want to make with some of the pallet wood. I was thinking about building a box kind of like the one he made me, but taller, to go down the length of the fence on the back side here, and then plant some, I thought about maybe rose bushes, or I don't know, I haven't decided yet. It could be, I'm thinking about planting some vines somewhere along here to climb up the wall here. When I get started on this other side that I was telling you guys about, that I worked on last year, I'm gonna have this privacy fence come on around the curve, and I'm thinking about doing an arbor, I think you call it, that goes like across my walkway up to my steps, if that makes any sense. So it would come up and then over, up and over like this, and then have stuff climbing it. I think that would be so pretty. So that's probably, I don't know if I'm going to get to that this summer or wait until closer to fall, because these outdoor projects are like killing me. It's just so hot. I can't deal with it. It's a cooler day today is the only reason I'm out here staining this stuff. I've been putting it off. I still have to fix something to cover this area right here. That is where the access is to under the house. So it can't be anything permanent, but I was just thinking of putting boards across here and tie in with these boards, you know what I'm saying? So I was thinking like I could just drill some holes in each end, or even put like a hanger on it and just hang them. It would just take like, I don't know, maybe 3 boards, probably all it would take. And then if we had to get under the house, all we'd have to do is just lift them off. So I thought about that. I thought about doing lattice, but I really don't want to do that. I really think having the wood with the little gap in it would really tie things in together. So that's probably what I'm going to do there, and it won't be very difficult or very expensive to do. All of my plants are doing really good. We had a really hard rain here the other day, and I was worried that it would kind of wash them out. But they're just really doing great, and I haven't put any kind of Miracle Grow or anything like that on them, unless my dad has done it and I don't know about it, which is possible. But they're just kind of like booming. They're just overflowing everywhere. So I have this lavender back here, but it's kind of getting taken over by the impatiens and everything. I also have rosemary back here, and I really like the flowers, so I'm thinking about actually pulling this out and putting it somewhere else. I have these flowers, these big tall ones. I'm thinking about pulling these out of this pot and putting those over there in the planter box in the back, so they'll grow up tall in the back of that, you know what I'm saying? So I might do that tomorrow. I think that would look good. And then I'll just find something else to put in there, because these really, like, they're getting too tall for this, I feel like. It just doesn't look great. I like these little viney things. My mom always really likes this one, but it gets this little pink flower on there. It looks red, but it's pink. These are doing really good. Like, these were almost dead when I got them at Lowe's. They were on clearance, half off, but this is a bush, actually. I have no idea what kind, because it didn't have any information on it, but it gets little purple flowers on it. This one was really bad. I had to cut it back, like, to just twigs, basically, but it's really coming back. Then I have some more impatiens in these pots here. And that potato vines just, like, they grow so easily and so fast. My hydrangeas are doing really good. I've never grown hydrangeas before, and I've had questions about them in the description box. I keep saying description box, but I mean in the comments. I've had questions about it in the comments. I don't remember what kind they are. They're supposed to turn a pink color, I guess later in the fall maybe. I'm not sure, but I haven't done anything special to them. We just planted them. They are getting sun most of the day, except for later in the afternoon, like right now. So I don't know. I don't know if they're a special variety or what. They were sent to me. I have 2 of them, and they were sent to me from the senior housing where Timmy used to lead a Bible study for our church. We would go out there and have Bible study with all the ladies, and there were a few gentlemen there, but mostly ladies. And they're all sweet and kind. They all love Timmy so much. And you've seen a couple of them in Timmy's 50th birthday party video. A few of them were able to make it to his birthday party. But I thank them so much for these beautiful bushes. They will be here, hopefully, if they don't die, for a long time, and will remind me of them. So it was a very nice thing for them to send. These are growing super fast also. It's kind of like an elephant ear. I got these at Lowe's. I have one on each side. These have gotten huge. Like, look at the size of this leaf here. It's massive. You guys may remember in my last video I mentioned I was looking for a metal watering can, and one appeared in my P.O. box just the other day. I was so surprised and excited. Thank you so much to my sweet subscriber who sent me this. I think I'm going to call it a day and go in and get a shower. I have been with my mom and my teenage nieces today, my brother's daughters. We had a little girls' day. We went to lunch. They wanted to go to Plato's Closet and look for some clothes. They had a little bit of money to spend. I actually found some tops in there and like a little summer dress, and I'd never been in there before. If you've never been to Plato's Closet, it is pricier than like Goodwill or just a regular thrift store, but everything's nice and definitely cheaper than buying it new. But I did find a few things, and I didn't realize that they had plus size clothing in there. I always figured it was like, you know, not for plus size. But they did have like a lot of sizes in there, so definitely check it out if you have one in your area. For those of you who love my husband's music, I'll be including a song at the very end of the video, so be sure to stay tuned for that. It is an American trilogy originally sung by Elvis Timmy does sound a lot like Elvis, especially in this song, so I hope you enjoy it. I do not have any copies of his CD for sale. At some point, I hope to be able to offer digital downloads of them. All right, friends, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back and visit with me again next Sunday. Thank you so much for all your sweet comments in my last video. Also, I want to let you guys know that a winner was selected for that patio well giveaway that I did recently. She has been notified and her shed has been shipped out, so congratulations, Donna. I hope you enjoy your new shed. Also, thank you again to all of my sweet friends who are following me over on my second channel, my vlog channel, A Little Blessed Life. My last video that I posted on Wednesday was a get ready with me video and also a trip to the farmer's market. If you missed that and you'd like to check it out, again, the link will be in the description box below. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great week ahead and I will see you in the next video. Bye.